Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, not because of a nightmare, not because of a strange noise, but simply because a sudden urge to pee pulled you right out of sleep, as if your body no longer belonged to you? I used to think my mother, she's 78, couldn't sleep well because of her age. But then one night, I noticed something strange. Around 2 a.m., a soft yellow light slipped out from under her bedroom door. I saw her step out so gently, one hand trailing along the wall, her body swaying slightly, as if she didn't want to disturb the quiet stillness of the house. She didn't say a word, but in that moment, her eyes turned toward the bathroom, like someone who had walked that tired path far too many times. I whispered, "Going again, Mom?" She nodded, said nothing. Around 4 a.m., I heard the soft shuffle of her slippers again. Then once more closer to 5. One night, 3 trips, one body, never fully at rest. The next morning, she sat silently by the stove, her tea untouched, eyes sunken, shoulders low. 3 times again last night she murmured, like a passing breeze. And that's when it hit me. Could something as simple as drinking water after 8 p.m. be shattering my mother's sleep like broken pieces of glass? Could one harmless habit quietly steal someone's peace at night for years, without anyone noticing? There are some things in life we don't even notice slipping away until one day we stop, look back, and realize they've been quietly draining us for far too long. My mother used to say, waking up at night was just part of growing old. Well, I'm old now, she'd smile gently, sleeping straight through the night. That's a luxury at my age. And for a while, I believed her. We all did. Until those midnight awakenings turned into a ritual, the same rhythm, night after night, 3 a.m., 4, then just before 5. Each time she rose from bed, each time I heard her slippers brush softly against the hallway floor, it felt like sleep was being pulled from her one fragile thread at a time, and I could only listen helplessly. In the mornings, she'd sit by the kitchen window, hands wrapped around a warm mug, but her tea would sit there, untouched. Her eyes didn't glow like they used to, her voice softer, her steps slower, and always the same quiet phrase, so familiar it blended into the background like an old song must be my age. But one night, after her 3rd trip to the bathroom, something inside me stirred. I started to notice. I remembered every night around 8 o'clock, she made a cup of ginger tea, then a glass of warm water with her pills, then another sip just a little while watching the evening news. 3 small drinks, nothing much, but all of them. After 8 p.m., I looked it up just to see, and there it was, one quiet sentence that made my heart drop. After age 65, the bladder becomes more sensitive. Even small amounts of fluid after 8 p.m. can cause up to 3 awakenings per night. I kept reading. It's not aging that steals your sleep. It's the way old habits no longer match a changing body. The later you drink, the more likely you'll wake. And each time, your brain is pulled out of deep rest like a sudden tug on a dream. And suddenly, I saw the truth. My mother, who had cared for us all those years, remembered every dinner, every medicine, every tiny detail she never knew. Her own body had been asking, quietly, for a different kind of care. Not pills, not machines, not more rest during the day. Just a change. One simple habit so small it felt harmless. But every night, like a slow drip of water, it was stealing her rest. Not with noise, not with pain, just a quiet rhythm pulling at her until fatigue became the new normal. I started noticing it on those quiet mornings when my mother sat blankly at the breakfast table, her teacup still full, the steam long gone cold. Her eyes weren't looking at anything, just drifting, like she was searching for something, lost deep inside herself. I asked gently, "How many times did you wake up last night?" "Mom?" She didn't look up, just gave a faint shake of her head. "Don't know. I just feel tired all the time." I didn't press, didn't say much. But from that day on, I started keeping quiet notes, a sort of secret sleep journal, just for her. Scraps of paper, tiny details. What time she drank her tea, what time she took her pills, what time she woke up in the night. The pattern appeared faster than I expected. On the nights she drank, after 8 p.m., a sip of ginger tea, a glass of water with her medicine, even just a swallow during the evening news. It always played out the same way. Around 3 a.m., the first trip, then again around 4:30, sometimes just before 5, the soft shuffle of her slippers again. But on the nights she didn't drink after 7, or forgot altogether because of a phone call or a show on TV. Something changed. She only got up once. Some mornings, she slept until nearly 5. Something I once thought was impossible. I gathered all those little notes and stuck them to the side of the fridge. At the top I wrote in big letters, "Mom's sleep map." One day she walked by, glanced at it, and let out a soft chuckle. "Looks like one of my old clinic charts," she said. But she didn't take it down, didn't move it. Maybe some part of her felt seen. That evening I made a small change. I swapped her usual tall glass with a smaller porcelain cup, delicate and floral, like the ones she used when I was little. I placed it gently at her seat around 6 p.m., filled it with warm water just enough. And when she came to sit, I simply said, "Let's drink a little earlier tonight, Mom. That way, maybe you won't have to get up later." She looked at the cup for a long moment, didn't argue, didn't nod. She just lifted it, took a small sip, and set it down again. That's when I knew she was trying, not because I told her to, but because her own body was finally being heard. That night, I stayed awake past 2 a.m. listening, waiting. Would I hear her door open, the slippers, the water running? But the house stayed still. No footsteps, no sounds, just the soft, steady tick of the old clock in the hallway, like a calm breath resting between beats. In the morning, she stepped into the kitchen, hair still tousled, but her eyes clearer. She pulled out her chair, sat down, and looked at me with a curious smile. "You switched my cup, didn't you?" I nodded. She smiled again, a small smile, neat and folded, like a well-kept handkerchief from long ago. "Haven't had a night like that in ages," she said quietly, as if describing a miracle, though no magic had happened. And from then on, things began to shift. No reminders, no pushing. Each evening she poured her own water before dinner. And after that, nothing. The water glass that used to sit on her nightstand, gone. In its place, a small notebook, where she wrote one line before bed each night. "Didn't feel tired today," or "I tried my best, sometimes just sunshine tomorrow." One morning as I brewed tea, she said softly, "Last night I dreamed of our old backyard, the red hibiscus flowers, and Aunt Bay laughing." I turned and saw her smiling to herself, eyes shining like someone who had just come home from a long, sweet journey. And in that moment, I understood. Sleep isn't just about rest. It's the place where memories return to visit, where the past can find its way back to us, gently. And maybe all it takes to return to that place is one small change. An earlier cup of water, and a night that stays whole, undisturbed. After about a week, my mother stopped getting up in the middle of the night. No more tiptoeing to the bathroom, no more slippers brushing against the hallway floor. And it didn't just change her sleep, it changed her face each morning. No more tired silence, no more "I don't think I slept much" murmured over cold tea. Instead, there was calm. Her eyes were clear, her steps still slow but steady. That's when I gently shared something I'd learned. Not from a doctor, but from pages I read quietly one evening, written by people who study sleep in older bodies. I told her, after 70, the body doesn't hold water like it used to. The bladder's smaller, the muscles around it a bit weaker now, and the hormone that used to slow urine while we slept, that fades with age. So even one small cup of water after 8 p.m., it's like setting an alarm clock for 2 a.m. She didn't argue, she just nodded slowly. Her eyes, they looked like they just touched something familiar, something she'd known deep down, but never had words for. I said, "We're still drinking water, still taking care of you. We're just changing changing the habit, and slowly changing the way we treat the evenings." From there, we made a quiet rule. No pills, no gadgets, just a soft 3-step rhythm to bring her body gently back to sleep. Step 1, drink early, drink enough, stop at the right time. Each morning after waking, she sipped a warm glass of water with a little honey. After breakfast and again after lunch, small glasses spread gently through the day. But by 6:30, I'd switch out her tall glass for that small porcelain teacup, the one with the soft painted flowers, the one that looked like it belonged in a memory. That cup became a quiet signal. This is the last drink of the day. After 7 p.m., no more water. If she felt dry, she'd rinse gently with warm water. That was enough. And in time, her body stopped seeing her bladder as a nighttime intruder. Step 2. No more water on the nightstand. Let sleep be free. She used to keep a full glass by her pillow. Just in case, she'd always say, but one evening I asked gently, "What if that just in case is what keeps waking you?" She thought for a moment, then agreed. We replaced the glass with something quieter. A small notebook. Each night before bed, she'd write one small thing, something gentle, like "Today was warmer than yesterday." Or the sparrow came back to our porch, that new habit, light as a lullaby, turned her hand away from the glass and toward her own breath. Step 3, a bedtime ritual, to let go of the day. I'd read that it's not just the bladder that needs emptying before sleep. The mind needs soft clearing too. So each night, we shared a quiet 5-minute ritual. Wipe hands and face with a warm cloth. Hold it gently over the eyes, count to 10. Roll the shoulders once, twice, 3 times. Breathe in deep and sigh it out. Turn off the main light. Leave just a soft amber glow by the bed. That was all. But one night she whispered, in that moment, I feel like I'm allowed to rest. Not just my body, my mind too. We never called it insomnia. She never said she had trouble sleeping. It wasn't that she couldn't sleep. It's just, she never felt rested. Her sleep had grown thin, fragile. And like many her age, she quietly accepted it as just another price of growing old. But now, 2 weeks in, the sleep had returned. Nights were no longer broken, no more footsteps, no more flushing, no more waking into shadows. And in the mornings, she spoke more. She told me about dreams, about the smell of grapefruit leaves in the wind, about an old sweater she suddenly wanted to wash again. Because when sleep is whole, it doesn't just refill the body, it brings memory back home. One morning, I watched her step out onto the porch, teacup in hand. Next to her on the small wooden table was the little notebook, open to a page with soft slanted pencil marks, slept through the night, didn't wake once. I didn't need anything more than that. This morning, I came into the kitchen earlier than usual. The sky was just beginning to change. A thin thread of sunlight slipping through the curtain, laying a soft stripe across the cool tile floor. The kettle on the stove ticked gently as it warmed, filling the air with that quiet, familiar scent. The one that only morning knows. And there she was, my mother, still, calm, like part of the morning itself. Sitting in her chair by the window, hands wrapped around her teacup, eyes resting somewhere far away. But this morning something felt different. Her face held no weight, no shadows beneath her eyes. No slow, tired sigh as she sat down beside me. Just stillness. I eased into the chair next to her and asked softly, "Did you sleep well last night?" She didn't answer right away. She just nodded, then reached beside her, pulled out a small folded page from her notebook. I opened it carefully and read the words written in her slanted, gentle hand. Last night, I didn't wake once. No bathroom trips, no tossing or turning, just sleep like when I was young. I looked at her, she looked at me, and in that moment, we didn't need to say anything else. Because we both understood sleep doesn't return with magic. It doesn't need a new mattress, or a new medicine, or a younger body. It just needs a little care, a shift in rhythm, a new kind of listening, just one glass of water. A little earlier, just one gentle habit, changed. Because sometimes, what steals our rest isn't our age. It's something small we never thought to notice. And if you're here watching this, maybe you know someone too. A mother, a father, a partner. Maybe it's you, waking 2-3 times a night, thinking, "This must be what aging feels like." But maybe it's not age at all. Maybe it's timing. Maybe your body has been whispering to you all along, "I want to sleep through the night. You just haven't let me." So tonight, try this. Take your last sip before 7 p.m. Leave the glass in the kitchen. Write down one small thing you're grateful for before the light goes out. And then, lie back. Let your shoulders fall. Let your breath slow. Let your body do what it's been longing to do for years. And if tomorrow morning you wake up without rubbing your temples, without sighing as you stand, without dragging a night's heaviness into your day, come tell me. Leave a little note, just a line. "Last night I didn't wake," or "I tried it, and it helped." Because someone else will read it, someone who hasn't slept well in weeks, and they'll try too. And maybe that one whisper of hope will carry them into a full night's rest. Because everyone deserves that. Whether they're 70 or 80, or just a grown child still quietly keeping watch over the one who once watched over them.